to another video. I've been doing videos for ages and I was thinking, the camera that I always forget, and it's the camera that everybody's got these days, is your smartphone, or in my case an iPhone. You know, we really forget that the iPhone or the smartphone and the cameras in them are brilliant. So I've got an iPhone 6S, but I know there's later versions. I'm not really interested in that because I'm a penny pincher, so I won't ever upgrade to the latest one unless my phone breaks. But there's loads of really good phones out there now with really good cameras. So for this video, I'm going to make a video shot twice with just my iPhone. So for the first video, I'm going to use my iPhone and I'm going to put it together and edit it using only software that I can find on my phone. For the second video, I'm going to use accessories on my own phone. For my second video, what am I trying to say? Cool, this talking to the camera looks harder than you think, isn't it? So for my second video, I'm going to use the iPhone again, but I'm going to use all the accessories that I've bought over the years just to see how good you can actually make footage look with just your phone. So we're heading over to the woods, it's close by, it's about a 15-minute drive away. We're going to do 2 short videos, about 30 seconds each. So I said the iPhone is very good, but it does have its limitations because all of the functions on the iPhone as it stands are all automatic. So you can't change the exposure, so what you often see is as you move the camera around, your footage will start to look lighter and darker. And there's nothing you can do about that unless you actually buy a specific camera app, and then you can have manual functionality.
Hello Chris, what's the weather like today?
Cloudy.
Okay, you heard it here first, people.
So I've created the 2 videos. They haven't quite come out as I expected, and I think I've gone away from the brief. But you saw the differences in the 2 videos, and I think the second one's more stylised, but I don't think it's necessarily better. And I think actually, if we're just talking about the sort of videos that I like to make and what people like to make, it's only as good as you want it to be, and as good as it needs to be. So I think in that sense you could argue that actually both of the videos I made are equally good, because if you're not too fussed with the exposure and the colour grading and all of that extra fancy stuff, then you could say that both of the videos look great. Or, you know, that was a nice day out and the boys had a nice time, and it's about capturing those memories, which is really important. And I think that's what got me into making these videos in the first place. Is it's all about creating those memories in a way that you can look back at it and enjoy it again. When I look at the two films, I do look at the one that I used with just my iPhone, where I can't change the settings, and from my point of view I could see the colour was changing, the exposure was changing, which would irritate me, but I think for other people, if you're just on a day out, it would be absolutely fine. You wouldn't need to worry about it. So the second video looked a lot more stylised, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily any better. But there were a few additional things that I used to make this second film. So the first one was I put a gimbal on my phone to make sure that I had as smooth a footage as I could get, even though the image stabilisation in the iPhone is actually very good. In fact, I'd say phenomenal, and I think in most phones these days it's absolutely phenomenal. But the scenes towards the end, which captures the boys running, I could have only ever got that using a gimbal, because especially towards the end the boys were running at full tilt, so I couldn't keep up with them and keep the footage stable. So that's why I used the gimbal for that. And then secondly, I used an app called Filmic Pro to capture the footage, which meant I could control the exposure and all of the settings, and it's a very complicated program if you're not used to it, which I'm not. I've used it a couple of times, but I found that I need to practice some more, because I noticed when in post, when I was editing my video, again there were colour differences and slight exposure differences because I didn't keep the camera locked in the same setting the whole time I did it, which caused me additional work in post. I would have got this video out sooner, but unfortunately I had a problem with my Mac last weekend, so I spent most of my bank holiday weekends on the phone to AppleCare, but we got it sorted, so there was nothing wrong with my Mac. It was just more to do with what the user was doing with it, and using up the hard drive, which caused me quite a big headache last weekend. That's all sorted. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, consider subscribing to my channel. I know it's very new, but I have got other videos planned. Some of them are a little bit wacky because I haven't sort of figured out what I want to do yet, but I'm getting there, and we'll see how it goes.
So how come you have the iPhone and Loretto has the camera?
Because my YouTube video is just taking video using my phone. That's the idea, to see how good you can make it. So at the moment I'm just using my normal phone, and then we're going to do another video with my accessories. Yeah.